Hi, fourth graders. It's homework time. Get your Succeed book. Let's open to page 227. We will look at the Lesson 23 homework helper. It says, explain your thinking or use division to answer the following. Is 2 a factor of 96? Yes, 96 is an even number. It has a 6 in the ones place. Even numbers have 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8 in the ones. So 96 is an even number. 2 is a factor of every even number. So the answer is yes, 2 is a factor of 96. Now the next one. Is 3 a factor of 96? We can check by dividing 96 divided by 3. Here they showed the division, and they got 32 for the quotient. Yes, 3 is a factor of 96. When I divide 96 by 3, my answer is 32. So if you can divide by the number that it's asking if it's a factor and you don't get a remainder, then that means it is a factor. If you get a remainder, then it would be the answer is no, it's not a factor. Let's look at this one. Is 4 a factor of 96? They checked using division. 96 divided by 4. They got a quotient of 24 and no remainder. So that means yes, 4 is a factor of 96. When I divide 96 by 4, my answer is 24. This one is 5 a factor of 96? No, 5 is not a factor of 96. 96 does not have a 5 or 0 in the ones place. All numbers that have 5 as a factor have a 5 or 0 in the ones place. Let's think of our counting by fives numbers. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, and so on. All of those have a 5 or a 0 in the ones place. This says, I use what I know about factors to solve. Thinking about whether 2 is a factor or 5 is a factor is easy. 3s and 4s are harder, so I divide to see if they are factors. 96 is divisible by both 3 and 4. Here and here, they could divide and get no remainder. So they are both factors of 96. Okay, let's look down here at number 2. Use the associative property to find more factors of 28 and 32. I find more factors of the whole by breaking down one of the factors into smaller parts and then associating the factors differently using parentheses. So look here. For 28, they listed the fact 14 times 2 equals 28. You can break down 14 into 7 times 2. So 14 times 2 is the same as 7 times 2 times 2. Then they just moved the parentheses. Instead of around 7 times 2, they moved the parentheses over here around 2 times 2. So this becomes 7 times 4, because 2 times 2 is 4. 7 times 4 equals 28. So here they're showing that 7 and 4 are also factors of 28. Now let's look at 32. This has a typo right here. In your book, if it says 8 times 2, that's not correct. We need to fix that. It should say 32 equals 8 times 4. Fix that typo. So for 8 times 4, you can break down the factor 8 into 2 times 4 because 2 times 4 equals 8. So 8 times 4 is the same as 2 times 4 times 4. Then they moved the parentheses. Instead of around 2 times 4, they moved the parentheses around 4 times 4. So now it says 2 times 4 times 4. And 4 times 4 equals 16. So that means 2 times 16 also equals 32. So the factors of 32 they have are 8 and 4 and 2 and 16. On the next page of the homework helper, you can review what you learned in class about the associative property and about statements that are true and false and explaining why. Review this homework helper page and then go to page 229 to work on some homework problems with me. It says, explain your thinking or use division to answer the following. A, is 2 a factor of 72? Do you remember the rule about 2 being a factor? 2 is a factor of every even number. Is 72 an even number? Remember that even numbers have a 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8 in the ones place. Look in the ones place. There's a 2. That means 72 is an even number, and that means, yes, 2 is a factor. So we will explain our thinking. We'll say, yes, because 72 is an even number. All even numbers have 2 as a factor. Now let's look at B. Is 2 a factor of 73? I want you to look at the number 73. Is 73 an even number? Look in the ones place. There's a 3 in the ones place. Is that an even number? No, it is not. Even numbers have 0, 2, 4, 6, or 8 in the ones place. So we will explain our thinking. No, 2 is not a factor of 73 because 73 is not an even number. Now let's look at letter C. Is 3 a factor of 72? For this one, we will use division. So let's divide 72 divided by 3. Set up your algorithm. We start in the tens place. 7 divided by 3. How many times can 3 go into 7 without going over? Count by threes. 3, 6, 9. Oh no, 9's too high. 3, 6. So 2 times. We will write the 2 on top of the tens place. Now we multiply the 2 times the divisor. 2 times 3 equals 6. Subtract it from the 7 in the tens. 7 minus 6 equals 1. Next, we bring down the 2. Now we have 12. Now we need to divide again. 12 divided by 3. 3 times something equals 12. Think of your threes facts. Did you say 3 times 4? That's right. We write the 4 on top in the ones place. Now we multiply. The 4 times the 3 equals 12. So we subtract it. 12 minus 12 equals 0. There's no remainder. We got 72 divided by 3 equals 24. Since there's no remainder, that means, yes, 3 is a factor of 72. So we write yes. Now let's look at letter D. Is 2 a factor of 60? You try this one on your own. You think about what do we know about 2 being a factor. 2 is a factor of all of the even numbers. You decide. Is 60 an even number? Should you put yes or no? You could do that one on your own. Let's work on letter E together. Is 6 a factor of 72? We will divide. 72 divided by 6. Set up your algorithm. Starting in the tens place, 7 divided by 6. How many times can 6 go into 7 without going over? 1 time. Put a 1 on top of the tens place. Now multiply. 6 times 1 equals 6. Subtract it. 7 minus 6 equals 1. Bring down the 2. Now we have 12 and we need to divide. 12 divided by 6. 6 times something equals 12. Think of your 6's facts. Did you say 6 times 2? Good job. Write the 2 on top. Now we multiply. 6 times 2 equals 12. So subtract it. When we subtract, what do we get? 0. There's no remainder. That means that 6 is a factor of 72 because 6 times 12 equals 72. You might have already thought of that basic fact if you know your 12s. So for this one, we will say yes. If you can divide and you get a quotient with no remainder, that means yes, it is a factor. You could try letter F on your own later. Let's move down to letter G next. Letter G says, is 5 a factor of 72? What do you know about 5 being a factor? If 5 is a factor, then the number has to end with a 5 or a 0, like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, and so on. Look at the number 72. Does it have a 5 or a 0 in the ones place? No. So 5 is not a factor. And we could just use our reasoning and explain our thinking. No, because 72 does not have a 5 or 0 in the ones place. Okay, next we'll work on letter H. Is 8 a factor of 60? For this one, we will use division. Let's set up our algorithm. 60 divided by 8. If we start in the tens place for 60 divided by 8, can we do 6 divided by 8? Or how many 8s go into 6? No. So we need to look at the entire number, 60. How many 8s can go into 60 without going over? Count by 8s. 8, 16, 24, 32, 40, 48, 56, 64. Oh, that's too high. So 56, how many 8s was that? Were you counting? That would be 8 times 7. Put the 7 on top of the ones place. And 8 times 7 equals 56. So that's what we subtract. What's 60 minus 56? Decompose the 6 in the tens and make it a 5 and give 10 to the 0 in the ones place. 10 minus 6 equals 4, and 5 minus 5 is 0. We got a remainder of 4. 7, remainder 4. Do you remember the rule about factors when we're doing division? If there's a remainder, then it is not a factor. So no, because there is a remainder. If it was a factor, then there would be no remainder left. Let's turn the page. (2A), we're going to use the associative property to find more factors of 12 and 30. We're going to look right here at A. 12 equals 6 times 2. That's a basic fact they already gave us. Now, we can break down 6 into smaller factors. Do you know what fact equals 6? Something times 2 equals 6. What can go in that blank? It would be 3 times 2 equals 6. So 6 times 2 is the same as 3 times 2 times 2. So we need to put our 3 down in the next blank spot too, because we chose 3 as a factor. Now the parentheses are moved around 2 times 2 instead of around 3 times 2. So now we could fill in, what does 2 times 2 equal? That equals 4. And we still have 3 times the 2 times 2, so we move our 3 down here. So another multiplication fact that equals 12 is 3 times 4. 3 times 4 equals 12. So let's look at all the factors for 12 that we have. We have 6 and 2 and 3 and 4. You could try letter B on your own. See if you could find more factors for 30. Then you can try some of these other problems on your own as well. I know you can do it. Goodbye. See you next time.